Good day, and welcome back to another DBZ Dokkan battle video. And in this video we are going to be taking a look at TEQ Syn Shenron and how good he is at a rainbow level, or 100% in the hidden potential system. So this is Merciless punishment TEQ Syn Shenron, and he leads the GT bosses category of key +3 HP attack and defense of 130%. He also raises attack and defense for 1 turn and causes supreme damage to the enemy. Now, very interestingly, he has a very insane looking passive. He has attack and defense of 100% while randomly changing key spheres of a certain type to rainbow. He has an additional attack and defense of 50% when attacking with 2 or more key spheres, an additional attack and defense of 50% when attacking with 3 or more key spheres, an additional attack and defense of 50% when attacking with 4 or more key spheres, and he disables enemies' guard with 5 or more key spheres, and he has a high chance of performing a critical hit with 6 or more key spheres, and with 7 or more key spheres he has an additional attack and defense of 70% and a high chance of launching an additional super attack as well. He's got Brutal Beatdown, Big Bad Bosses, Shocking Speed, GT, Fear and Faith, Shadow Dragons and Fierce Battlers as links, and he's on the Shadow Dragon, Inhuman Deeds and GT categories. Now his total boost possible is 540% with 7 or more key spheres obtained, and he will also raise his defense by 30% for 1 turn. What this means is, if you see a Syn Shenron with 100k defense at the start of a turn, after he fires his super attack, he will have roughly 530k defense if you get all 7 key spheres. And if you only get 4 key spheres, he will have around 400k defense, which is pretty good. Obviously, I think it's a very sizable defense, and we're going to get a good look at him, obviously, in this event. We do have the Int Shadow Dragon army. These are going to be a support for them. We also have the support in, well, the form of the Nova Shenron. So we've got quite a bit of decent support with which to give old Omega here. So pretty decent stuff, I would say. Honestly speaking, some nice options for Syn Shenron. He's got good linking partners, one especially good linking partner in the form of physical Omega Shenron. So in general, he's pretty solid. Big thing, he only has like a very limited amount of categories. But here we can see he's looking really solid. 99k defense. Obviously we're about to remove the Big Bad Bosses portion because we're about to gain some health. But 99k defense, very solid, with a couple orbs. That was 4 there. He'll look pretty decent. Attack stat wise, very solid as a unit, 3.3 million. If you get 7 orbs, you're looking at about 4.8 or 5 million, which is pretty sizable. Big thing about Syn Shenron is what he gains from his links. His links are actually a very powerful component of him as a unit, and link leveling him and physical Omega Shenron is pretty nutty. The two of them make a very fun, very dangerous combination. Now they're not going to survive potentially a whole bunch of super attacks. I don't think that's ever in question, but they are going to be a lot of fun to run as a duo together, and they can be a lot of fun to run, in like sync with each other. So I think personally it's very awesome to kind of see like how good some of these units are. The big thing is you can't see his defense like after he collects the orbs, because it all occurs when attacking. But what this does mean is it means support is like a very big issue for but a very big component towards how well this Syn Shenron runs. But you can see there, 4.8 million, very solid, and we have so much to gain from link leveling, so it's really honestly quite impressive. I think TEQ TEQ Syn Shenron sits in a very solid position right now, and I think all he needs is just better units to accompany him and potentially one or two more categories. I think the big thing for him is he has two good linking partners. The Shadow Dragon Legion is one of them, and the Omega Shenron Physical is the other one. But that's kind of it. The rest of his linking partners have aged or are not available to him, like Janemba. And I think he needs one or two more categories. 3 categories is not a lot. It's never going to be a lot, 3 categories. And so he's quite limited on that front. But I think overall he still looks really good. We've seen him in a lot of situations now, with Big Band Bosses active, without Big Band Bosses active. And you can see already just how good he is. Now imagine him with level 10 links, gaining all that defense and attack that he gains from those links. He's going to look really solid. He's the kind of guy who could get you 6 million, maybe even 7, if you really want to push it with link leveling and support. So, a very, very good unit. I think he's aged pretty well. His raw defense is still up to scratch for a lot of the content. I know people say, well, aged really well, but he is technically almost a year old on the global side, and he's obviously over a year old on the JP side. So I think he's a pretty good looking unit, and I actually honestly like him quite a bit as a banner unit. So yeah, as I mentioned, his links are an important aspect of him. Brutal Beatdown, Big Bad Bosses, Shocking Speed, GT, Fear and Faith, Shadow Dragons, and Fierce Battle. All incredibly solid links. Obviously very limited, so his pool of linking partners is quite small, but beyond that, it's still a very good set of links. Fear and Faith is solid. It lets him link up with Goku Black units, Janemba units, but GT is really solid, allows him to link with plenty of GT units, and its attack and defense of 10%. Shocking Speed is also fairly common as well. Janemba, some Buhans, generally speaking, of course, some Cells have Shocking Speed. Shadow Dragons, a very powerful link that he'll share with every single Shadow Dragon, and those are his best linking partners, so that's great. Fierce Battle, very, very good as well. Big Bad Bosses, incredibly solid once max link leveled, gives him attack and defense at 25%. And Brutal Beatdown, probably being the least important, but still a solid attack buff. So all in all, if you max link leveled him, he would gain, from link leveling alone, he would gain an additional 60% defense, which is almost unheard of, just how much defense he would gain from link leveling. So that's compared to what he has just as a rainbow unit. So that 99k, the way it works, it's not a true 60% of the 99k, because yeah, he's got things in place, but essentially he would end up being at around the 125k mark, comparatively to where he is, which is very good. It's honestly incredibly good, and it means he's going to look very solid once you have him max link leveled. That'll also affect his attack stat. So yeah, in general, he's just very solid. But I think we've seen everything we need to see about TEQ Syn Shenron, and yeah, basically I think we've covered that he's a very good unit, and even at 100%, although limited, he is a exquisite and crucial component of the Shadow Dragons team. So should you focus on Syn Shenron? Well, it's difficult because Shadow Dragons is a limited category, but he's really cool, and I think if you've got him, try and experiment him, because he could be a lot of fun. But that's going to be it for me. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, leave a like, and I'll see you guys in the next video. So until then, take care, stay safe, and bye.